Welcome to Purposely Created Podcast, where this podcast was perfectly created just for you. But before further ado, welcome to Purposely Created Podcast, where I share my life story, play inspirational music, talk business, and share the Word of God. So get ready, because it's time for healing, testimonials, and spiritual growth. Break free and let them shackles fall. Like, share, and follow. And tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Time to Purposely Created Podcast with your host, none other than Crystal Anderson on Kingdom Purpose Radio. Welcome yet again to another Tuesday on Kingdom's Purpose Radio for Purposely Created Podcast. I am your host that does the most and boasts about God. And I want to thank my host once again, Zandri, for joining us this lovely Tuesday evening. He was on my podcast on last week, and we talked all about the importance of having life insurance. I'm going to just say, hey, Zandri, how are you feeling today?
Well, I love tired a little bit, but I'm okay.
You better wake up.
I'm okay.
Nah, but you're a hardworking man, and we gonna talk about finances right now. So our topic for the day is talking about, should a man pay 50-50? What do you think? What are your takes on a man? And I want y'all to please chime in the chat, because we want to hear y'all responses. We want y'all feedback to understand how a man and a woman should, work together when it comes to finances. What works for you? So should a man and a woman pay 50-50? How you feel? What's your take on that?
You know what? I had saw like a post. It was a couple that basically the guy was basically saying that when he take his wife out, she tip. When he buy groceries, she pay for the gas. Some crazy stuff. When he go to the
That's right.
hotel, she pay for food. Crazy stuff like that. So this is my thing. If there are no kids involved, most definitely there's nothing wrong with figuring out, having your own options of paying, because there's no kids involved. So most definitely, I think that if you're not wealthy, you may have to go have 50-50 if no kids involved, but have a purpose behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I talk about 50-50, I'm only talking to the people that have kids. I'm talking to the ones that have people that take care of their kids at home and things like that. When the wife have a job at home and working. So how I look at life, if it's kids involved, I believe that the guy should pay all the bills, everything. In my situation, I pay light bill, gas bill, phone bill, car notes, life insurance, car insurance, mortgage when I have one. I pay for all the groceries. I pay for everything, kids' clothes and all that stuff. So, but her job is to take care of the house, to make sure my kids' clothes are okay. She helps with taking the kids to activities after school, for both kids. When the kid's sick, she take care of the kids, take them to the doctor. So at the end of the day, her job is harder than mine because it never stops. I can get a break. I can be at T-Mobile and I can give me a break. I can get a break in my car. So some women, um, honestly, when it comes to being an at-home mom, it's so like it's not they don't understand the pain that you guys go to by being at home with these kids, because it's worse than having a job. I would rather work at a circus scooping
What?
elephant mess. I'm for real, scooping elephant mess than staying at home with a kid all day long. I love my kids, but no, I can't do it.
Yeah. And I think also too, like, just the equip that women are more nurturers anyway. And men are providers. But I think going back to that post, actually when I read it, I really didn't see nothing wrong with it. And that's the thing. Like, I think it depends on a person's situation and their mindset in that relationship. Like, I feel like from my aspect of it, I think when I read the post, when he was saying that he pays like the mortgage and he pays all of these other bills, and she just paid like the light bill, or like the small, like the phone, he buys the phone or something, she just pays the phone bill. Like it's just like minor stuff that's like under $100. I actually feel like if my husband is doing majority of the work, me as a wife, as a helper, to take or relieve some of the stress off him, even though he cannot do it. If I have it as well and I am working, now I think it's different for a dynamic if it's a stay-at-home mom or a
I'm
working
talking
parent.
about stay-at-home mom.
Okay, yeah. So if you're a stay-at-home mom, then yeah, I agree, because if she's staying at home, then where are her finances coming from? Unless she has like a hobby that's bringing in extra cash. I'm not a stay-at-home
So
mom, so I can't speak on that.
so this is my thing. Okay, you're saying like it's okay if you're paying certain things, but if you are okay, let's be okay. The average woman that I know, they working a full-time job, and they got working a full-time job. Both of them working a full-time job, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a guy go home, he ain't going home with them kids. He going home to watch TV, or he going to hang out in the streets with his friends. So you telling me you gonna work 8 or 10 hours, you gonna go home, now you gotta help your kids with their schoolwork. You gotta cook the house, you gotta clean, you gotta drive the kids around practice, you gotta call off work. Because men don't call off work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
You guys going half on the bills, you paying half, he's paying half, whatever. But then you go home working when you get off work, while he hanging with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's a slave to me.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna speak on both aspects, because I was a certain type of way before I hit 30, and then once I hit 30, my views on things, on life and finances, kind of changed, as I got matured. So before I entered marriage, and we're gonna talk about this too, questions you should ask before marriage, but not putting too much information out there, but like with my background, like I was more so the breadwinner. So I didn't mind, because I felt like I was still nurturing by doing certain things. So me, if I had a husband who was more so the house father, doing the things at the house, then it's like the roles kind of reverse, but in an aspect, it was working to a certain degree. Like I was paying the bills and the kids was fine. But as I got older, and then I started going into my career a little bit deeper, and then I would still have to come home, cook, do hair. I had a new baby, breastfeed, do all of these things. My exhaustion, just like I was becoming tired, and then it put a lot of pressure on me, but I also didn't vocalize it either. So I had like this like stress and envy that I didn't deal with, and it was putting a strain on my marriage. So I feel like as I got older, I'm like, maybe I do want someone to um provide, and whatever I have to offer, it's not needed, but if it comes to the point, it's there. And it can also go into the savings for future funds. But then I can use my money to do other things, like if we want to do like activities or vacations and stuff like that. But like I don't want to feel as if I'm making money and I am forced to like work all of these hours, then come home, cook dinner, serve, and then get the kids together. And then it's like by the time I get to bed, it's like 10, 11 o'clock. And then my day has to start in the next 5, 6 hours. So it's a lot of pressure on a woman when you have to work and you have children and you have a husband that's in the house. So I can see both viewpoints, because
But you
I've been
see,
there.
but you see what you said though. You said that I started, but something changed, some
Yeah,
clicked, right?
yeah.
So
I don't want
so
to do that anymore.
so me as a guy, I'm not about to be sitting there at home while you work. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm not about to stay at home with no kids and you out paying all the bills. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's situation is different. I know a
Yeah.
lot of guys get upset, they get offended because I was talking to my brother today, and he was like, I don't get mad at your post because I'm living my life right. And I was busting up laughing. He said, I'm living right, you know what I'm saying? Because he pay all the bills. So he's like, your post don't offend me, you know what I'm saying? So me personally, that's why it's women mistake, they reach down to relationships. I know people in the past that have dated all kind of people, like police officers, principals, lawyers, and a woman was like making 150,000, 20, 100, 200,000, and a dude was making 40,000, 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 times out of 10, the dude cheated on them. So the woman, she fell in the hole because a guy is stronger than you. So if
Mm-hmm.
you strong financially and you stand on top of the hole and I'm reaching down and you care about me and you reaching I'm gonna pull you in the hole eventually. So I'm not saying a guy is nothing because he's not making money. Because look, I used to make $12 an hour. I used to make 5.15 an hour. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is, if we want to get deep, a
Yeah.
guy shouldn't even be dating if he can't take care of no girl. You're not ready yet.
I agree. If
You
you're,
shouldn't be
I
having sex.
strongly agree, and I think a lot of people do not think about that before they even enter relationships to say, "Hey, am I in a financial situation to be able to take you on a date, to be able to provide for you, to be able to like, take care of your finances or whatever struggles that you have because do you have debt?" I don't think we don't ask these questions prior to getting involved. And another thing that I wanted to say is like having the mindset that I had in the beginning. I came I was always, I feel like, built different, like built strong, built tough, built to be independent, to just figure it out. So being in a situation like you either gonna bring something or you're not, like it didn't phase me because I'm like, I'm already gonna stand on my own anyway. Like I had my own everything anyway. Like I had my house before I got married. So it's just like I was used to this type of living style and not being educated or taught how to be in a relationship prior to, or what, or how a man should treat you, when it comes to finance and stuff. When you don't have that information going into a marriage, you're kind of lost. So it's like you're just like riding this wave and it's like trial and error, like what works, what doesn't. But doing it that way without information, it can cause a marriage to like fall apart because finances is one of the main causes of divorce nowadays.
And you know
And
what's so crazy?
yeah.
Um, if I have a daughter and my daughter have her own house, you can't date no dude living in an apartment. You can't date no dude living with his mama because y'all not on the same level. I'm talking my daughter. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking my daughter. Now, if she want to be crazy enough to do that, that's her business.
Mhm.
Why? That's just like you dating somebody and you got a car. He on the bus.
That's
He on the bus and you got a car. You got a car. He on a bike. So how it should go is you need a date that got his own house. You got your own house. He got your own house. Now look how powerful this is. You got your own house. He got his own house, right? You guys get married and say, you know what, baby, we're gonna buy another house. So that's 3 houses now, baby. I'm gonna rent my crib out, and you're gonna rent your crib out. So I still get my income coming in. He got his income coming in, right? Now we can come together. But now as I think financially, if he can able to pay for the house by himself, because kids not around.
mm-hmm.
So you get pregnant, who gonna watch your kids? Your mama, your sister, and men they don't watch their kids. They drop their kids off everywhere. Mama, sister, girl, ex-girlfriend, they drop their kids off. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when kids come around, who's gonna take care of your kids? And these kids are messed up mentally because their parents are not around. They
Mm-hmm.
don't know their mothers, they don't know their daddies. So anybody out here, if you got your own house, don't date down. If he ain't got no house, don't marry him, don't date him. Now, if
Yeah.
you like, I like you and I feel like, what I'm saying, I want to grow with you, I like you as a person. You guys can date, but don't have sex.
Mm-hmm.
And say, you know what is his goals? What is his visions?
Yeah.
You're an attorney and he working at McDonald's. Okay, baby, if you're gonna work at McDonald's, where you gonna become a manager? No, I
Mm.
like flipping the fries.
And
That's
you
gonna be the
gonna
last.
own a McDonald's.
Right, it don't matter. But if he's a manager, managers make money at McDonald's. Managers at Walmart make money.
Just have a
Managers,
goal to do
right.
something more. Yeah. And
So
vision.
so we don't talk about sex a lot, but it. Stop having sex. Like you ain't. He don't even deserve your body. He ain't got no money.
Mm.
He's struggling right now. He living in the studio. He ain't even got a house, and he living in his mama basement. Then you gonna get pregnant by him.
Do you think that a lot of women tend to downgrade, and I call it a downgrade, because they may have low self-esteem or some type of, you know?
I don't know. I just know that dudes in jail and dudes that ain't got nothing to offer got the best mouthpieces.
So
Like
that's
I
why
know.
I say self-esteem. Do you
No,
feel like
ain't no.
a self-esteem thing? Because what I'm saying is like if a man that has nothing to offer you can sweep you off your feet, how is that?
I just told you. Men that's in jail, men that don't have
Are they
bums.
selling a dream?
No, men that are in jail. Men that are bums that don't got no money, they gave mouthpieces dangerous because instead of them putting all their focus on growing as a guy, buying houses, building their career, they put all the energy in learning how to talk really good to you. You get what I'm saying? So the
Make
snake,
them feel good.
you read the Bible, right? The snake came and said, "Hey, forget what God's talking about. You need to eat this apple, right?" And you listen to him. That guy so cold. You're not even thinking about finances. Man, look at your eyes, man, your skin. I love how you make me feel, girl. You're beautiful. You're this, you're that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they know what to
Well, I
say.
mean, women are very emotional creatures.
And you get them with your words. You get them with the words. Now all of a sudden, you got 7 kids later, like, I don't know how in the hell this dude ain't got a job.
This is crazy.
He don't even have a job. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they mouthpiece are strong.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. Like being married and a man providing all the bills, right? Do you feel like he should have say so over the entire household? Like the structure, running it, all of that.
Sensitive, man, yeah. That's not my business. What goes in the household, that's you the queen in that house. That's too much work for me. My job is to make sure I'm out here in these streets and I'm the boss in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to come home and manage the house. That's not my business. So
It's an
example,
interesting point of view
that
there.
ain't my business. That's doing too
That's
much.
an interesting I'm sorry. That is an interesting point of view, and I've never looked at it like that. I'm so serious. I have always looked at it. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this question first. So then what does leadership look like to you then as the man of the house? Like as the
Not inside the house because I don't know what the heck going on in there. So example, one time we went to my son's school, right? And I'm about to buy everything. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this shirt, I'm gonna buy this hoodie. And she looked like, that boy don't need all that stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna buy all this stuff. First off, I know this boy growing. You don't know. I don't know what kind of medicine my kids use. She know it. That's her business. I don't know what size clothes my son wear because that's her business. Can't you imagine you working? How would you feel if I come in a candle shop and tell you what's doing your job? You could be like, what are you doing? You see what I'm saying? What you mean put some ketchup in the candles? What are you talking about? What do you mean put more water? You see what I'm saying? So a lot of guys are
crazy.
right. A lot of guys are jerks and they're controlling. That's why women don't want guys to be providers because they try to control everything. They try to give you guys an allowance. You got to ask for permission. I hate when a person say, "Let me ask my husband." You ain't no kid. If you working at home and you want to go buy you something, that's your business. She ain't never gonna call me and say, "Hey, is it all right for me to go to the store and buy this? Is it all right for me to buy these shoes? Is it all right for me to? I want to go out of town Is it all right for me to use the credit card? No, because my job is to pay the credit card and you spend it. I don't care. I don't even look. All I know is say, okay, well, whatever I owe, I pay it. I don't even see. She be like, did you check and see why we getting billed for that? Because I don't check. My job is not to. I don't want to be controlling.
So for that question right there, because I was just thinking of something. So when you paying all the bills, do you hand the money for her to pay it, or do you just pay the bills?
I pay. Ain't no such thing as handing no money. I pay for everything.
No,
right?
What I'm saying is, do you guys have a account together where the money just goes in there, and then she may just like, is it automatically? Do you guys pay, or do you just handle the bills so she don't even have to look at it?
She didn't look at it. So I got like 8 credit cards, right?
This is interesting.
I got 8 credit cards. Mm-hmm. She goes to the store and she pay whatever she buy whatever she want, and I pay the credit card. I don't even look. So like right now, say you like, I want to buy me a pair of shoes, right? Or outfit. And you want to buy you 1 pair of shoes a week. You swipe the card and I'll look at the balance and I'll just click pay. Mm-hmm. That's all I do.
So how do you feel about, because like I said, everybody's relationship is different. Everybody have different dynamics, whatever work for them, whatever don't work for them, whatever they trying to get work for them. So how do you, okay, for a scenario like this.
You just laughing.
Because this is I have to laugh. I gotta laugh. I'm gonna cry. So just say there's 2 people in a relationship and they have a joint account, and you like 50-50 or something, right? And you put your money in the account and everybody know when the bill is due, and you say, hey, you gonna put that money in the account so I can pay this bill? Like, yeah, I got it. And then the next day, like, hey, the money's not in there. You gonna put the money in there? Like, yeah, just remind me. I'll do it this morning. And the person have to constantly keep reminding you to put the money in the account just to pay a bill. How do you feel about men like that?
That's a problem, because why the money ain't auto pay in the account? Why it's not automatically going in there? Ding, ding, why do they gotta put it in there? Why? Because when I get paid from T-Mobile, it goes straight in the account.
Having systems. I feel like that is very important to have a system.
But you gotta be wise too. That's why I gotta be wise too, because a lot of these new chicks, something wrong with them. There's something wrong with them. They ain't got no life insurance. They're going buy a purse for 3 G's. I'm not for none of that. I'm not. You're not about to be sitting up there buying Gucci purses every week. You're not doing that. You're not going to buy bottles. So you have to, as a guy, you got to have a girl that's responsible too. Because a lot of people don't have good spending habits. Mm-hmm. And I'm not for none of that. No, if you think you're going to have me working, because first off, a lot of these guys lazy. You can't do what I do working one job. If I work at T-Mobile only, I wouldn't be able to pay all these bills. It's not possible. Mm-hmm. So these men are lazy. They don't want to do nothing extra. They want to go play video games, hang with their guys, go work a regular. There's nothing wrong with working a job, but video game store, puppy salon, life insurance, credit. I'll sell cookies. I'm gonna make it happen. You get what I'm saying?
What about the men that may be working more than one job, but it's still not making ends meet? What do you tell them that are trying to work, but it's just not cutting the bills?
Don't have no kids because you can't afford them.
What if they already?
No, we're gonna go to the beginning.
No, you can't. You gotta talk to, because there is people out there that have kids that
they shouldn't have no kids. They can't afford them.
No, they can't afford them. However, if they are in that situation, what do you say to those?
Don't have no kids. You laughing. Make sure you get fixed. Get fixed. Get spaded. Get spaded.
Okay.
Whatever it's called.
What do you say? What advice do you give the men that's already in the situation that is really struggling and then trying to make ends meet, but they don't have, like, they're working 2 jobs, but it's not enough, and they have a family? What do you say to those men?
I don't know what to tell you. They shouldn't have no kids.
You a man.
I ain't gonna do that because kids cost a lot of money. Think about it.
But
My
what if they
son,
didn't know that? What if that was irresponsible back then, and now they're trying to grow up?
let me tell you again.
People make mistakes.
We ain't trying to hear none of that. We do know. We got internet. We do know. We know.
Okay,
My mother had all these kids. My mother had a lot of kids. We know. We not slow. I seen my mother work with no father around. We know it. Just like you said, ain't no such thing as a God. Like, come on, we see it. We see the sun. We see the grass. We see the moon. We see it. We see people struggling. We see the woman walk down the street with 8 kids and stuff like that. We see it. We got social media.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm just saying to those that really maybe they didn't have the responsibility, or maybe they weren't taught, and they was living with their mother, and then jumped into a
man.
relationship and
Look, I don't know.
got married.
I don't think I can tell y'all. Look, Look, let me see. Why would you ask me that question?
This is real life situation.
Okay, so this is what I think. If you guys got a lot of kids and you working multiple jobs, I'm being honest with y'all right now. You're gonna struggle for the rest of your life working. If you're working 2 jobs, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna get burnt out. Think about it. The kids ain't gonna know who you are at all because you working 2 jobs. You working like every day and you ain't making no money. You probably working like how I used to be. I used to work at CPS and I worked at T-Mobile, right? Man, I was working from like 5 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night, bringing home like $3,000 a month.
That's crazy.
And then when they took taxes, bring home $2,000. So my suggestion to the fellas that's like that, that's really trying, first off, I want to commend you because we made mistakes. You shouldn't have had no kids. To be honest with you, shouldn't have no kids. But now you got them. My suggestion is to find some way to make money without having to work a job, because I don't want you to be like, I'm only worth $20. You're worth more than that. So my suggestion is to, if you got a guy that's willing to show you the way, cling to him. You get what I'm saying? Because I can teach you how to make 3 G's in an hour if I wanted to. You get what I'm saying? But you got to be able to let me show you the way. Because that's all I can tell you.
I think this is the thing for me. Being complacent where you are. Now, I feel like there's, like you said, the word laziness. There are men out here that's working multiple jobs, but it's not bringing in enough, but they're content because it's content for them. And then there's men out here that's working multiple jobs, but they do want more. They have ambition to do something else. So I feel like I commend the men that are not stagnant where they are and comfortable where they are and do want something more for themselves to provide for their families and try to seek other avenues to bring more revenue into the home than just sitting around and the next year is going and you still have the same job with no raises. You're comfortable, where you are. You're working from home. Yes, it's convenient for the kids. However, if you have opportunities that is working outside of your house to make more money, then take that avenue instead of being comfortable at home where you could just be comfortable, So I feel like just having the mindset, like you have to change your mindset. Like, yes, you make mistakes in the past, but like if you're not going to change the way you look at life and just say, yes, I am a provider, I want more for myself and more for my family, then it's a lot.
I know. That's why I'm being honest with them. Like, if you working 2 jobs, you're gonna struggle for the rest of your life. I'm just being honest with you. You have. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't have to struggle for the rest of your life though. If there's ways to make money out here, like my dad, like I'm telling you, like there is ways to make money. You have to just go seek it though. You can't just sit there and expecting it to fall in your lap or expecting a handout. You have to, as a man, go. If a woman can find a way to make money out of nothing, so can a man.
You're right. But how are they gonna find the time? They working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. They're gonna be tired. I almost cussed. I forget this is a Christian show. They're gonna be tired. Gee, they're gonna be tired working 12 hours.
Sacrifice.
They're gonna be tired.
You sacrifice a little of your time for the future. So you don't have to be working all of these jobs.
So they need help. It's okay. They need help from their woman. So financially, both of y'all need to work a full-time job. And then they just need to somebody need to figure out how to make money outside working a job without quitting.
Like communication come in at, because if the communication is not communicating, then it ain't gonna work.
Right. So somebody need to make a decision, say, hey, which one of us gonna go out? And what they need to do is start being wise about their spending habits. You don't need a BMW.
That's another thing, because if you ain't smart with your spending habits, you just spending money and you're not communicating.
Right. You don't need to be betting on a sport app. Why you betting? You don't need to be paying for liquor, paying for weed, paying for cigarettes. Your girl need to slow down. You can't go out of town. You can't go hang with your friends. So y'all need to fast on spending, and y'all need to build y'all bank account up together and say, you know what, this is what our goal is. We don't need
up with goals. Yes.
Yep. We need to fix our credit, baby, because another reason why we can't save money because our credit jacked up. We paying $1,000 a month for a Toyota Corolla. We paying $3,000 a month for apartment with roaches. So both of them need to come together as a whole to figure out, because if not, I be seeing people that be like 60 and 70, man, working out, burning themselves out, back problems and everything. So I commend people for not being lazy and working. I'm just being honest with them. Like, look, if you working a job, you're gonna struggle. Think about it. They're not gonna pay you that much money. If they paying you $60,000, most definitely you making them $180,000, $250,000. So they're gonna give you just enough. You get what I'm saying? So find y'all something. I don't know. That's why you laugh though. You laugh. So let's be real. We dating right now. You got your own crib. I'm working at McDonald's. We better not have no we better not have no kids. You get what I'm saying? Because we keep skipping that. My son had his braces. He had braces, right? And it was like a little bitty plastic piece in his mouth. Little piece. That's in like a little. It like some. It was thin, this long, right? $500 to fix.
My son has braces. Braces cost a couple of $1,000.
My daughter
had
bought her a brand new coat. She broke the zip in the locker. You see what I'm saying? So let's be real. Fellas, if you struggling financially, wear condoms, because y'all don't care about condoms. Y'all don't care because y'all be out here burning, but that's not my business. Wear condoms, or ladies, be wives too. My mother used to always tell me, my mother said before, she said, boo, a lot of women can get a lot of confidence with their legs closed. Because when a woman's legs closed, her heart opens and her mind closed. You get what I'm saying? So we don't want to talk about sex, because think about it. If you ain't had no kids, you could have been left that dude. You could have been left that girl. So
it's now attachment,
and it's a struggle. And 9 times out of 10, when these dudes leave, they leaving them kids at their house. These dudes ain't trying to fight for their kids like that. They not, because think about it. It was somebody I work with today, and I was like, she ain't work. I said, you okay? She was like, my kids got sick. I'm tired of all the girls at my job when they can't come to work because their kids sick. None of the dudes take off work. None of them.
Yeah.
You said it ain't fair, because they don't understand how hard it is to be a woman. I'm not one, but I'm not taking off work for my kids. She gonna make sure they cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I keep telling y'all, figure out how to make money outside of your job. I'm not downgrading your job. I work a job. And I'm not gonna quit because of medical. You get what I'm saying? I pay like little or nothing for medical insurance. But you have to find something. Sell life insurance, credit, sell cookies.
Do something. There's always other ways to find streams of income where it's not too like heavy. And this is another question I have for you. For women, for men that are not providing as much, right? Do you feel like women don't respect men that are not really walking in their manhood? So like if they're not really providing or leading properly, do you feel like women really respect them as a man?
I'm just gonna look at you right now.
I already know the answer. I'm just
So this is
asking
my
you.
question. Me and you live together. I'm your roommate. Are you gonna listen to my orders?
No. I mean,
So
I respect you to a certain degree.
right, your kids, you gonna listen to their orders?
That's why it's important. You know?
Right. So no, they ain't. But don't let these women send you off. I done seen like they
What
gonna
you
wake up. I just like this. If me and you at the gas station and you pumping gas,
mean?
you gonna pump gas. It's the same thing. How would you feel if your man be like, "Baby, can I have $5? I need some money to tomorrow." How would you feel? Matter of fact, for the last 3 years, and then when the bastard, you know what? Let me shut up. Then when the guy do get some money, he forget about you.
And
Can't you
then don't
imagine?
let you ask for the money back.
Imagine you financially, I'm struggling. I'm like, hey, I need you. And then can't you imagine? I get 10 G's like, hey, baby, I just got 10,000. Hey, here, you can have it all. Or you can have most of it. I just want to I appreciate you. They don't do that. You like, then you just get
You
10
know what? I
G's.
think we have understood that there are different breeds of men out here, and all of them are not like you, Zadri. And I need to say that right now because I feel like just different people's upbringing, just their experiences in life.
That's excuse. I wasn't brought up around a guy.
Look, I don't know what the excuses. I can't speak for men. I'm just telling you. I just feel like there are just different breeds of men, and us as women need to choose wisely.
So my mother raised me single mom, right? We would have link cards, we have food stamps. We only was able to buy groceries once a month. We went to the grocery store. My mama had to pick and choose. Should we get hot dogs? We couldn't even get breasts because we had to get the cheap thighs. That's why I don't like thighs to this day. I don't want no thighs, no drumsticks. You get what I'm saying? Right. So we had to get right. We had to get the cheap food. We couldn't get Frosted Flakes. We got the food that when you pour the milk and it's all watery in a second.
You got the 1% milk.
I don't know what it was. Nope. Powder milk with the water. Right? I couldn't. I got. What do black women say? Don't touch them when we go into this store. Don't bother nothing. I used to tell my kids the same thing because I was broke. You better not go here begging because I ain't had the money. The Snicker wasn't the problem. The problem is I ain't have $1 for the Snicker. Washing machines. We had to walk to the laundromat. I had roaches, mice. Couldn't even go. All kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, this ain't what it is. So when she got pregnant, I was on 113. I said, man, my son ain't got to be around here. So I had to change immediately. Ain't nobody showed me nothing. So I'm like, I started off working 2 jobs. I'm grinding. And you know what? I ain't had no house. I lived in a nice apartment in a nice neighborhood. And then I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't it. My back hurt. I'm tired. My kids don't see me at all. Only on 1 day a week. I said, I don't want to live like this. I'm straight. And then that's when I started being around certain people. And then they started showing me it is a way. And can't you imagine you being a slave? And I'm like, man, girl, it's a way to get out of here over here. Or can't you imagine us hungry? I'm like, girl, it's food in this other house over here. And then let me show you. So me and you go sneak to the house and we got everything that's steak and everything. So for the guys that's working hard 2 jobs, I did the same thing you did. But I got around people that showed me another way. So when I saw my first check, I said, ooh, I made $600 in 10 minutes. I said, it's a way. Ooh, I made $3,000 today. It's a way. So I just changed my life, and I like how I feel like to have options. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said earlier, like having that mindset though, and the ambition to want to get out of that situation. Because I feel like if you're stagnant and you're comfortable with being poor or having that poor mindset, you're never gonna get out. You know, you're just gonna repeat the cycle of just, having that mindset.
I put I,
So, hmm,
I put it like this: you have to get around somebody that you want to be like. If you
that's
know somebody that's a millionaire, know somebody that um provide for his family, and they don't mind you being your broke butt being around. Cause I was the broke butt. I ain't had no money, but the people that was around me was providing for their families. They like, man, we see the dog in you. We see the hard work. So you need to be around it. Let us show you the way. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So right now, everybody I'm around.
So that's another thing, women. Since he just said that, if you're dating a man and he brings you around his friends, check them friends and see what they friends like, because usually, you are the company you keep. So if his friends are not doing nothing with themselves, if they a little bummy, most likely the man is too. Okay, because you are the company you keep. Because I know me, I only want people around my circle that is like-minded to me. I'm a boss, seriously. I have the mentality of making it do what it do. I will make nothing out of something. I have that God mindset. Like I only want people that has positive energy around me. If people gossiping, if people negative, I tend to move out the way, because I do not like that heaviness, that burden, that drama. Like, so typically, like, you are the company you keep. Watch their friends. Side note, just watch their friends. A
Yeah,
good one.
because honestly, everybody I hang
Giveaway right
around.
there. That's a giveaway.
Look, everybody that I hang around,
Trigger.
everybody,
Trigger.
my brothers, everybody. None of they girls work, none of they wives work, none of them. In the area, all my business partners, they wife work at home. They stay at home. They work at home. If they do work, it's an option. It's not
Mhm.
because they have
Yeah.
to. And
Yeah.
even in the neighborhood I live, the neighborhood I live in, man, these women they work at home
Hmm.
and their husbands work. I'm telling you, because it's not a lot. Where I live at, it's not a lot of African Americans where I live at, and these women ain't working, but they always got something to do. I'm talking about, man, when the kids at school, they got activity. It's crazy.
Clubs and all types of
Clubs,
stuff.
all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. So they ain't like people think that women that work that stay at home be sitting there watching TV all day long.
Now,
We
if
don't
if
watch
they don't know how
TV.
to manage their time, then that's one thing. But there's women out there, like, they are structured. They have a plan. So yeah, they're like, but there's different breeds of men. There's different breeds of women. So I mean, yeah. Um. So I want to. So there was a question I want to ask before we got into this. Do you feel like children that see their fathers work hard to provide a nice living environment for them, do you feel like it has an impact on their lives as they grow up? Do you feel like it's going to leave something important for them as they, you know?
Well, my daughter gonna say, she said, "What you want to be when you grow up?" My daughter gonna say, "I want to be a housewife."
That's cute.
Like,
She
no,
would be
you
like,
don't.
"Mommy, it ain't nothing wrong with that."
So my goal this year is to spend more time with my family and
Mhm.
God. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want my kids to say daddy's gone all the time. You see what I'm saying? So that's my New Year's resolution is to be a so now I'm able to not have to work like that and I can be able to my daughter went to Girl Scouts today and she was like, I went and I told all my friends that you was playing Barbie dolls with me. I said, you don't tell nobody that.
Why
She was like,
not? She's
I was
proud of
laughing
that.
at I was laughing because it's like the goal is to be around. So you don't want to be a father that's always gone too because
Absent. Yeah.
they don't know who you are too. So my job in life is to balance my life now that I don't have to work all day long, that I can spend time with my kids and providing everything like that. So that's one thing I can say. For the first few years, I had to sacrifice them not seeing me.
Mm.
So now because my house is paid off, I don't have no bills like that, so I could do whatever I want to do. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm.
now I can sit back and relax, and now they can see the reward. And the good thing about it is, kids don't remember nothing anyway when they're young. Anyway, they don't remember nothing at all. They 3, they don't remember going to Disney World. So now 7,
They remember
13,
those memories of that daddy being there, mommy being there. Like we played games together. We did the Barbie. Like they remember those moments. The things that we feel like is not that important or that small to us, they remember those 10-minute or the hour time that you spent with them. I know my kids talk about it all the time. We used to run around and play hide and go seek. And it was only for probably like 45 minutes, but they remember those moments of mommy playing, playing games with them. Because I used to, every time I gave birth, I was early in school getting a different degree. Like I have 3 or 4 degrees. Like I was in school getting a degree every time and then working full time. So it's like I was absent a lot. And it's like, I think, as like you said, your resolution, like me being a business owner now, and then I was working a full-time job, and I prayed and asked God to release me from that job. I didn't know he was going to do it sooner than later, but that was a blessing because it was a lot of pressure on me to do both, and I was not home at all. So I started missing activities and stuff like that. But now that I'm able to be a business owner, I feel like that's a blessing from God. Like he gives us time to focus on God, focus on your family, and then still do the things that he's called us to do, and live out our purpose, if it's according to his will and his way. But family is very important. My pastor always talk about um, at the table, sitting at the table with your family, even if it's once a week. Find that one day out the week to just spend time, talk to your kids, get into their minds, see what's happening with them, because we may feel like there's nothing going on with them because they're young, but these young generations, they're actually going through a lot of mental things that we probably didn't have to go through. This world is changed a lot, so it's like just getting involved in their lives, having those small conversations, if it's 15-20 minutes a day, just getting like to pick their brains and see what they're going through, covering them, praying over them. It's important. It's very important, and we need to take that time out. I know sometimes we get busy and like you eat and they eating downstairs, you eating in your room, they on their phone, but it's a time to put the phones away, turn everything off, and just focus on your family. So we need to practice that. Get back to those family traditions like back in the day,
Man, I receive.
Yeah. So there is some questions that I wanted to kind of go over because our time is almost shortened. I wanted to go over some things, and maybe if you have some input, some things that people that are not married, couples that are not married, questions that you should ask before dating. So some things like this is, how much debt do you have? We do not, I know I didn't. We do not ask this question. How much debt do you have? As far as like credit cards, car loans, student loans, like, you know, it's important because once you get married, that stuff transfer over, and it's not just their debt anymore, it's y'all's debt. So if you don't want to get tied on to nobody with $50,000 of debt, $100,000 of debt, y'all need to be like, you know what, before we get married, I need you to handle this because you're not financially ready and capable to take care of me and what I have going on until you are able to provide and care for what you got going on. Because y'all don't want to start off a marriage in debt. You just don't. You got anything to add to that before I go
So
on
I
to?
want to rewind right quick.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you was in college, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
start having kids, okay? So if it was me and you in college and you getting all these degrees, we wouldn't have no kids. Because the thing is, I would have made you not work your job, and I would have made you finish your focus of your goal is to be a lawyer or attorney. Once you get out of college, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna pay for the college. We're gonna do whatever it takes. Then we're gonna have kids. I wouldn't. Kids are a blessing, but I wouldn't have put that roadblock ahead. You know, so kids are a blessing. So me
Yeah.
personally, I wouldn't have did that.
But I think it's just different I mean, I agree with
I
that.
think that it should
But
be
I
like
think
that.
when you're in a situation, but it doesn't, I mean, let's just be honest. Some things just don't always go according to how it's supposed to, right? So I had 3 kids before I got married. So I had my first son and I was in school, and then I had my twins, and I was in school when I had my twins. But then afterwards, when I did get married, I had my other 2 kids. But like, I agree with you, being financially responsible, and that is part of being financially responsible, is making wise decisions, not bringing on more financial burden. I'm not saying the children are a burden, but it's a financial burden because you have a lot of responsibilities to pay for: diapers, clothes, formula, and all of that. And I know those people that are probably have low income or not making ends meet, and they do have that financial stability from the government. But why do you want to live off the government? A lot of people do have children and they feel like, well, the government gonna give me link, the government gonna give me housing. But why do you want to have that mindset of living off of the government just to get something for free? And it's not really for free. So it's just like, we need to change our mindset on how we do things so we can make better decisions. I think at that time I was 21 years old. I was young. And like I said, I didn't have guidance. So I think once I hit 30, it's just like me being tired. Like, I don't want to live like this anymore. Like, I was coming to, but you try to endure, you try to sacrifice. But it's just like, yeah, I don't want to live like this. Something has to change. So we either going to change together or we're going to change separate.
I get it now. So thank you for clarifying that. So now let's go to the questions. Are you sure when we ask these questions?
Yeah, we got like 8 minutes left.
All right. So me, if I'm dating, how many STDs you had in the past?
Who?
Not you. I'm talking.
Like, what?
No, that's a good question. How many STDs?
Oh, that's a good question.
How many miscarriages you had?
People gonna be honest though. People don't be raw and
Well,
honest
this is
about
the thing.
these
I
things.
mean, these are some good questions.
I want to see, and then with the STDs, like, show those. People, you got that chart. You can pull up all of that. Like, pull that information out before you be
that miscarriages. Because that can if you have a kid, your kid can be jacked up because of all them STDs and miscarriages and stuff.
Or abortions.
Abortions too.
Because that can cause you to be infertile.
Right. That, and let me see a picture of your mama, your grandmama. Because you skinny.
Make sure that
no, you skinny now. But if your mama 500 pounds, 9 out of 10, baby, you can be 500 pounds. You had it.
That's crazy because that's funny, because it's funny that you're saying that, because I'm not built like my mama or my grandma. So
you're rare.
Different.
You're rare. Usually when mama fat, daughter gonna be fat. All right.
Crazy.
What else?
Do you want children?
No. They don't ask everybody. Want they do it if they're gonna have sex. They're gonna have some kids.
How do you handle bills?
No, forget that. How's your credit? Is your credit jacked up right now?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, you're in debt because of why? Is it good debt because of college or because you irresponsible and you shopping at Gucci and Victoria's Secret and Walmart and Best Buy? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do you smoke?
Like who should be responsible for building and monitoring the budget? I think that's a good one because, like I said, everyone's relationship and situation is different. I know you stated yours, but you still need to have that clear outline of who's going to be doing, because just say like the man may be more financially inclined and like know how to budget, and she may not. She may be financially irresponsible. So like or vice versa. She may be financially responsible and you just got the money, and she can help you be more financially responsible. So those things need to be asked.
Do you smoke weed? Do you smoke cigarettes? I don't feel like being around you. You're 38 and you're on a breathing machine. Are you an alcoholic? You laughing.
No,
Are you an
I
alcoholic?
agree. Like,
I don't want you to walk with no messed up candy because you can't stop drinking. You know what I'm saying? What do you like doing for fun on weekends? If you like hanging with your girls all the time, I'm not talking to you. I'm not dating no girl that want to hang in the streets with her
you
friends.
have a relationship with God. That is important, because like I said, and I'm gonna say that all those non-married want to get married, God has to be the center of your relationship, because if he is not the center of your relationship, it will not work. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you said. If God is not in the center of your relationship, it will not work.
All I can say to this when it comes to that,
it won't work.
I done had women in the past to say stuff like, you got a relationship with God. Yeah, I got a relationship with God. But then after 8 conversations, it's sexual talk. Where God at now? Where he at?
That's just to lure you in, because that's what and that's what I hate. You know what? The question that I hate that men ask in the past. They used to say, what type of man are you looking for? I'm about to tell you a cheat sheet. I'm not going to give you a cheat sheet of what I'm looking for so you can pretend or carve yourself to be this.
Is your baby daddy dead? Is he in jail? How long is he in jail?
Dead in jail.
Because some women don't know how to let go. They don't let go. Like, he in jail, when he get out? If he get out next year, baby, we ain't talking.
When he get out of jail.
It ain't work. So that's why a lot of older guys talk to younger girls that ain't got no kids, because it's less drama. Like, look at you like.
No, because we got 3 minutes. This is a good topic. We have to bring you on another time. I really hope y'all are listening to this live, and I hope y'all give y'all feedback. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. Comment, share your thoughts, so we could chime in and go back and forth. But this was a really, really good topic, Zadri. So I want to thank you, life coach, for joining me yet again on this lovely Tuesday. And hopefully we will see you again in the future. So you guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great evening. I will see you guys again next week on Kingdom's Purpose Radio for Purposely Kingdom Podcast, with your host that does the most and boasts about God. Same time, same place.